What's going on, guys? Captain Poppy here. Today we are going to be reacting. That's the right way to say that word. Reacting to the two interviews that came out with the producer of One Piece Treasure Cruise, Yoshi-san. These interviews were conducted by RogersBase and by Toadski. The first video we're going to watch is RogersBase one because I've heard a couple things about Toadski's interview being way better. First and foremost, I have no affiliation with Bandai. I have no connections to them whatsoever. So I'm just going to be going in cutthroat. If I don't like something, I'm going to say it. If I like something, I'm going to say it. If you want to dislike the video, go ahead. But my whole point here is I just want to consume this content and I want to just give my rawest opinions. Hashtag Puppy goes in raw. And just see where things go, because this is a pretty monumental situation or opportunity that we've had where not one but two people, especially Todd, interviewing Yoshi, the biggest Treasure Cruise creator, interviewing the producer of the game that we've been playing for a very, very long time now. So, you know, without further ado, let's just jump right into Roger's video.
Hello everybody and welcome. We are live in New York City with the illustrious Yoshi P.
Come on, hurry up. I'm skipping. I'm already skipping through.
I also gotta say, what has been your favorite Sugo Fest this year?
What has been your favorite Sugo Fest? My favorite, this guy said the film Red Sugo Fest. Why is it the answer? First of all, it's probably one of the most dick Sugo Fests out there. 3 Super Sugo Fests back to back. Secondly, it's his favorite because it fucking generated $13 million in a single month. That's probably fucking why it's his favorite Sugo Fest. Part of me feels like he's reading answers. So I'm not 100% sure if these have been like pre-negotiated or like there's as in like these like the questions and the answers have been like pre-organized or whatever, but it kind of looked like he was answering stuff. And also RogersBase looks like he's also reading off questions too. So I think that this is predetermined. The questions that have been asked and the answers to those questions have already been organized. So but as I was talking, Roger was asking, how do you determine how to create new units? So characters based on how they appear in the anime, that makes sense. We also consider to run events that focus on past episodes while keeping the characters there. Okay. I mean, it makes sense. There's not like really much to comment on there, I suppose. I don't like that that's how it's centric. I mean, naturally, I feel like there's an overarching like One Piece IP that kind of takes control of everything. That would be my assumption, at least. So the fact that they're releasing characters based on the anime naturally means that as the anime continues to hype up, things will be released to coincide with the hype, which is probably why we're going to have 16 Kaidos and 16 Snake Mans in the next like 6 months or whatever.
At some point, Gear 5's got to show up.
So what wasn't translated there, Tanoshimi shite means I'm looking forward to. So Rogers just asked about releasing Gear 5 in Treasure Cruise, and Yoshi has replied saying I'm looking forward to it. Although Yoshi's reaction didn't seem too happy about that. So I don't know if Yoshi's kind of against spoilers in that kind of sense, but I mean, it is what it is there.
Exactly. So how do you decide on which characters will be which type and which class?
That's a good question. That's a good question. Balance out types of classes as much as possible and make sure all types can have a part to play. Interesting.
Makes sense. So then, what in-game event are you most looking forward to for the rest of the year?
Fire Rumble Grand Party, which also makes sense. That will be debuting in like, what's it, like 2 hours from the time I record this? I can't give you the details. We're also planning to add new content to the game, so stay tuned. So adding another game mode? We bringing back old game modes? Hashtag OPTC Reborn, poggers? Fair enough.
When it comes to new units in Pyro Rumble, I always look at the Rumble EXP that it's going to take. I always look at the Rumble ability because of all the different modes that are in the game. That seriously is my favorite. I love it. I spend the most time on it.
You don't play the game! Don't lie to us, RogersBase. You don't play. Don't lie to us. If you do play, get on the GGP podcast and prove it that you play.
Along with something you had mentioned earlier regarding Uta, has there been any character this year that's been released that you found yourself kind of coming back to time and time again?
He's using Yamato a lot. Yeah, that's fair enough. Yamato's pretty pog. I'm using buggy a lot. Okay, that's fair enough. I mean, man's duping his
I gotta
drops.
throw this in there. At some point in the near future, we have to get a unit for Buggy and Crocodile and Mihawk for the cross guild.
So he's just RogersBase can't be spoiling this kind of shit, man. You can't just be out there saying, "Can we get a trio unit like that?" Like you can't be saying that kind of stuff.
Please.
And he said it again. "Tanoshimi shite kudasai." Like he's looking forward to it again because that's like the only formal response the Japanese have.
Well, what's your best advice for players that are looking to get into Treasure Cruise for the first time?
OPTC has the most amount of characters. That's such a bullshit little response there. That's so
Watch
trash.
Lesson Time, everybody. Please, we put a lot of work into that.
Okay, hold on, pause. I'm gonna move myself. Oh, I'm moving the screen. I'm gonna move myself to top right here because I don't want to keep covering up the subtitles.
And you can also find a
I've
link to the
noticed.
Lesson Time playlist on the.
Yes, go watch the Lesson Time playlist. Fantastic
Use your
series.
login, look for the banner on
Doble,
the
Stump,
bottom, click on that,
Toadskii,
find out more
RogersBase.
information about,
Fantastic
how to get
8-episode
into
series
One
of
Piece Treasure Cruise.
how to get into One Piece Treasure Cruise.
I think the one I go back to time and time again is Roger. I loved when
Roger!
you guys added Roger, and my name is literally Roger, so I feel like it would be weird if I didn't use
Go back
it.
to Roger, V1 Roger Poggers.
Also, though, you mentioned Skew. Are there any characters that you thought you would be using more than you actually are in the game?
I got Psymark. So what does that even mean, Yoshi? What does that even mean, lad? What does that even mean?
Nice, good. A fellow Pirate Rumble fan. I like to see it. That's good. Sure. Yeah. One day. See, the beautiful thing is you have the opportunity to make whatever you want. So you're like,
That's okay. I don't like this should have been edited out because I feel like RogersBase did not understand what Yoshi was saying. I believe what Yoshi was saying here was that he got Psymarko to increase pirate level, but he hasn't used them a lot. And then RogersBase assumed that meant Pirate Rumble, and that's kind of they're not on the same wavelength there. Then the translator in the side has mentioned that he said that, and that should have just all been cut completely. It should have just been cut back to this point where Yoshi's clearly wanting to use his Psymarko to increase his level, but he hasn't had time to do so.
See, the beautiful thing is you have the opportunity to make whatever you want. So you're like, hopefully within the confines of Toei and Shueisha, I'm sure.
Well, then that just confirms it right there that there is an overarching level. There is. So you have Shueisha and Toei. I'm going to say on screen. You have Shueisha and Toei that deem everything is right and wrong and deem what characters and such appear in the game. Then below that you have the development team, which includes naturally Yoshi at the very top of that. Then below that you'd have the development team, the designers, the artists, and all that kind of stuff. And then you'd have everything else kind of branching down. So Toei and Shueisha confirmed at the very top of everything that kind of distinguish what gets in the game and what doesn't.
What is the number one thing that new players of One Piece Treasure Cruise should avoid doing?
Avoid playing without sound. Bitch, I've been playing this damn game for 8 years. I never once had the sound on. Never in my life do I play this game with sound. Never once. Never once. I'm against Yoshi. Team muted. Team muted, we strong.
I will say one of my favorite things that you added recently were the orchestrations.
Yes,
in the game,
that is
having
fact.
the new orchestrated
That was very
background
good,
music.
though. I do
That's something
appreciate that.
Whenever I play it.
I watched one of the recordings that made me cry. Ah, little bitch. No, I'm joking. It would make me cry too, to be honest. Nakiso!
All that music, fully orchestrated, would just be incredible. Well, another question that I have for you is how does the team decide on what Sugo Fests are going to be available when?
Based on the game's operation flow. We also decide to run them whenever movie releases, the original series, or the anime sparks major excitement. Okay, so we're releasing Legend of Orochi. How the fuck is that exciting? How's Legend of Orochi exciting, lad?
So that kind of goes in line with them. Can you walk me through a little bit of the process of balancing new characters? I mean, obviously, with a series like One Piece, there's so many new characters that are being added constantly. And so it must be a very difficult task to have to put these new characters in and balance them with everything.
Balancing characters, alright. Excessive inflation. And clearly differentiate them with characters' abilities and they're already in game. Fair enough, fair enough. You don't make characters too strong, is
is there
what
any
he said
character
there.
whose implementation that you're particularly proud of?
Yeah, that's fair. I think Roger was just. I have to agree. I think like V1 Rogers' implementation of the game was just so pure and so perfect, purely because he's the Pirate King, so you expect him to be the strongest. When he came out, he just blew out expectations completely out of the water. It was incredible. So I will have to agree there.
So many players were waiting for Roger's question, because that was something I was going to ask you, is who are the 5 characters that are on your home crew? Because for me, I also have Roger on my home screen, so that makes me feel good that...
Alright, here we go. What's Yoshi's account looking like, lads?
Who are the other ones? He's pulling it up right now.
Man's got the iPhone, alright, he's got the speed version.
See, mine, I can't show you mine because I'm recording on my phone right now, but mine are...
RogersBase got money. Get a camera. Mandem's got bread, he's got peas, he's got guap, he's got cheddar, he's got bands. Why are you recording on your iPhone with this blown out light in the top right hand corner of the screen, lad? Get a damn DSLR camera. I'll give you one.
Roger, Sulong Carrot, the it's like the summer Viola from Dressrosa, so like the bikini version of Viola, the summer bikini version of Nika Robin, and I'm pretty sure it's like one of the Shirahoshis as well. I usually switch out Shirahoshi with some of the other characters.
It's horny.
My girlfriend loves Shirahoshi, so I like having it on the screen to think of her. Oh, let's see this. All right, we got the Admiral Sengoku.
He's got the Sengoku. He pulled on the batter.
Oh, that's sick.
He's flexing. He's flexing. He's flexing on you guys.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
How many gems? How many gems? Check the gem count. Zoom it in. He's only got 400 gems. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Also, mind you, he has never changed the He's never changed the pirate name. That's the crew name that you get when you first start the account. Doesn't have Max Berry. He's level 557, has 447 gems. He doesn't even stack gem mail. Imagine being in 2022 not stacking gem mail, Yoshi. Come on, lad.
I have an impromptu question to ask. When or if you ever end up implementing Green Bull into the game, which of those admirals?
Oh, Mike, he's also talked about Green Bull. The guy's brought up Gear 5. He's brought up the Buggy Crocodile and Mihawk Alliance. And now he's also brought up Green Bull. My brother in Christ, stop spoiling One Piece, man.
It's off your home screen.
He said, no. I'm not talking about Green Bull, lad. That's too far.
Last but not least, because this is something that is near and dear to my heart, and I'm just happy to you directly. Please, are we ever going to get a Sugo Legend Big News Morgan's unit? Please.
I'll consider adding him.
Thank you. That's all I wanted to hear. Thank you so much, Yoshi. Greatly appreciate it.
There we go.
Thank you
all right,
so
cool.
And
that was Rogers one done.
You guys that want to do One Piece Treasure Cruise, I highly recommend.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. There's Todd's video there. That's how to reroll. We don't want to spoil that. All right. Overall thoughts on that interview. I was kind of indifferent about it. I don't think there was really much to, like, there wasn't any substance to that. It was cool to hear, like, a few of the things about how they want to introduce characters, and it's interesting to learn that, and whilst it probably is obvious to a lot of people, it's interesting to learn and understand that Shueisha and Toei are at the very top of everything that comes out for Treasure Cruise. So when characters get changed, I suppose, or when things happen, you know that Shueisha and Toei have their foot in the door every time that something occurs. That's probably the biggest thing that I gained from this interview. Now we're gonna cut, and we're gonna jump back into. You know what? Yeah, we're gonna have it all in one video, but we're gonna cut, and then we're gonna jump to Todd's interview, the more juicer one, as it may seem. 15 minutes, mind you, so it's gonna be a long one. So now we're here with Todd's interview. This one is gonna be a juicer, 15 minutes long. I look forward to this one here. I'm not sure if there's gonna be 2 separate videos or not, but if they are, what's going on, guys? Captain Puppy here. We're here to watch Todd's interview with Yoshi. Super looking forward to this one. We just watched RogersBase's one, so we'll see how this one pans out.
All right. What's going on, my broskies? My name is Toadski.
Button-down shirt. Love that for the broski. He looks good in it.
Treasure Cruise video, but today we have a very, very special video. Today, I am joined by the producer of One Piece Treasure Cruise, Yoshi. Say hello to everyone. Say hello to the broskies out there.
Hello. Hello. Yoshi, I'm Yoshi.
I'm sure everyone knows you. But yeah,
I'm sure everyone knows. Everyone wants your head.
Yourself in your role at Bandai Namco.
バンダイのコエンターテインメントのヨシと申します。現在トレジャークルーズのプロデューサーをさせていただいており ます。
Alright, show off.
And I want to give a huge shout out to Bandai Namco for flying both Roger and myself out for the event. So I just want
Big
to say,
man,
have
big
you ever
man.
been to New York before?
ニューヨークは1回だけ来たことがある。
One time before. Alright, what were you here for,
And are
boss
you
man?
looking forward to doing anything
Never
special
mind.
while you're here?
そうですね。自由の女神に
I've seen the Statue of Liberty before from afar, but I like to climb up the crown. Okay, we'll climb to the crown.
Yeah.
ニューヨーク
Well, I'm actually going to see Phantom of the Opera tonight with my girlfriend, so that's going to be
Alright,
something
show
I'm
off.
really looking forward to.
あ行くそれは楽しみ
Oh, you're going.
So, we have a very
Alright.
important question here right now. So, do you read the One Piece manga?
I have a very important question for you right now. Do you know who Captain Poppy is? That's the question you should have asked, Todd. Do you know who Captain Poppy is? Again, I made a preface in RogersBase's interview, but Todd is also clearly reading off something, so I'm more inclined to believe that these were all predetermined questions and answers, more or less.
Manga, or do you only watch the anime?
コミックスももちろん読んでますし、ジャンプでも読んでますし。
Alright, so he reads it and watches it. My goat, my
I feel
goat.
like you can't get away with living in Japan and not experiencing One Piece in the comic. You have to. Yeah. Another thing that's kind of interesting that I think a lot of people would love to hear is, out of every character in One Piece, which character is your favorite?
僕は一番ハンニャが
Hannibal! What the fuck?
ハンニャが一番好きですね。社会人として彼のこう所長を常に狙っている
Interesting.
野心というか。
It's a good example for working adults.
That's bizarre. You would never think Hannibal would be someone's favorite character in One Piece.
いや、そんなことない。ハンニャ
Why not? He's so cool. かっこよすぎる.
So with One Piece and being as vast as it is there one particular arc in One Piece that really stands out to you that's your favorite?
Alright, these are all like just feeler questions.
アラバスタ編が一番好きですね。
Arabasta is his favorite arc.
一人一人にこうドラマというか
Affiliation.
めちゃめちゃ見てて
Nice, nice.
But what is the best aspect of your role in working in the One Piece Treasure Cruise?
This would be a great
そう
question.
ですね。まずこのワンピースっていう世界一のこう作品
Being involved in being the world's #1 IP. Let's go. One Piece the GOAT. For real, for real.
運営のタイトルだからこそお客様の励ましの声とかをいただける
And as a game operator online, we receive a great amount of support and feedback directly from our players. Oh, you definitely do, my friend, my compadre.
Yeah, I totally agree. And we have a very, very, what's the word?
Vocal.
And a very, very dedicated player base. So I'm sure you get plenty of feedback.
ありがとうございます。Thank you.
He said thank you to getting feedback. That's fair enough.
When you're playing Treasure Cruise, which character stands out to you as being the character you always go to? Who's your favorite character to use? In
We
One
already
Piece
asked this with the Rogers
一
one.
番使いたいっていうか使ってて楽しい
He likes using Roger, but he also uses Yamato a lot, and he's been using Buggy a lot recently too. Man, why, bro? Man's using Roger's
great.
special to wave clear, lad.
Everyone was excited for his release, and I mean,
It's so funny how I love Todd, bless him, but it's funny how it's a little scary. Everyone was excited for Roger's release. My brother in Christ, Roger was spoiled by some advertising company like a month and a half before his actual release was meant to occur, which pissed him off.
For like nearly 2 So, which component of Treasure Cruise do you enjoy the most? Do you like
Here we go,
playing
this will be interesting.
characters? Do you like playing Treasure Map? Or
Do you like playing Treasure Map? No one likes playing Treasure Map, except Nightmare JP. He loves it.
Clash? Which part of Treasure Cruise is your favorite?
Clash.
チームメンバーと一緒にこうガシャを引いてるときはすごく盛り上がります。なのでガシャは一番盛り上が
He likes the gacha aspect of One Piece Treasure Cruise. Well done, Yoshi. You like gambling just as much as the rest of us do.
絆決戦で
I love when I'm able to beat the Kazuna Clash boss in one hit. That doesn't happen anymore because you increase the scaling from like 14% to like 18.3, which means it's almost impossible now to clear it in one hit. So well done, Yoshi, again for that one, my guy.
Yeah, the Kizuna Clash Super Boss. That's the most fun I have. The
Oh,
I love it.
thank you.
Super Boss is great. So the artwork in Treasure Cruise is amazing, and just really wondering which artwork or inked effect is your favorite in One Piece Treasure Cruise.
そうですね。キャラで言うとヤマトが
Yamato's artwork. All right, fair enough, fair enough.
つけたまで2つと思ってます
Lucky. What 3 words would you use to describe One Piece Treasure Cruise?
一つはまず
Easy! Ah! He said One Piece Treasure Cruise is easy. Are you mad? One Piece Treasure Cruise is easy. if you have the boosters. It's not easy if you don't. Accessible is also bullshit. Are you mad? He said it's accessible. Treasure Cruise is not accessible. Treasure Cruise is one of the most challenging games to get into. As a beginner, it's so hard to actually get into Treasure Cruise, in my opinion. Yes, they've improved things by having the free-to-play units come at max skill and blah, 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 blah. But, like, playing and competing and clearing content that's challenging is very, very hard to do at the very beginning. So easy and accessible, I wouldn't call it that. I would have loved if he said puzzle. I would have loved if he said puzzle, because that would have been insane. But many characters make sense. I'm sure in Japanese it's one word for those they're saying, but that's 2 words. So, I don't know. I don't agree with easy and accessible in my opinion. In my opinion, that is.
I agree.
I do agree with that. I mean, you technically can play your own pace. However, that is also counterintuitive to the fact that content just continues to cycle month to month. And it is simple controls. You just tap the screen, really.
And what's the most rewarding aspect of working on One Piece Treasure Cruise?
Here we go. You get all these reactions, and of course, it's also rewarding to see the support we get from our players and feedback we receive to make the game better.
But which major change or update that you have been a part of are you most proud of?
That reflects player feedback. So I think this is specifically based upon Solaris collected a bunch of this is way back, a bunch of quality of life things, and then I believe that list was sent straight through to Yoshi. So a lot of the things on that list were actually implemented. I think the power-up system and all that kind of stuff too. Yeah, literally everything he's mentioning now was part of that quality of life list that Solaris put together.
Recent updates in Treasure Cruise have given beginner players lots to use, and they've definitely made it a lot easier for beginners to jump into the game.
Beginners, okay.
Can we expect things like this to happen for more experienced or veteran players that are returning to the game, or just players that are heavily invested into this game that, receiving a little bit more support?
Okay, that's true, you did. I mean, it's a pretty loaded response when you really think about it. Moving forward, we're planning to make both major and minor updates and updates for core players. Core players is the veterans, is what he's kind of associating that to. That's cool. That's nice, but I mean, naturally he's not allowed to talk about this kind of stuff, but at the same time, there's a bit of a weird little balance there, in my opinion.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
We're reading the feedback of existing players, and we apologize for the delay in responding to these concerns. Here we go. I'm going over. Here we go. Let me know, Yoshi. What have you heard? Alright, I'm going to up the volume a little bit, but that's a crazy response. Lack of playable content, and the second being the lack of access to past characters. Here we go. This is mad. The fact that Yoshi took the helm on this one, it seems, because this doesn't seem like it's very predetermined. Purely because he said, can I take some time to actually give detail to these? But I doubt it's going to get that deep. Let's see. We believe there is an issue with the repetitive experience that users are going through. So he's playing the same quests and stuff like that. Based on this thought, from now on, I would like to share what we intend to do with each content. I've been saying this for ages. No one believed me. The fact that they removed arenas and clashes is because they don't make sense anymore in the grand scheme of things. Because there's no difference between an arena, a clash, a point farming event, or anything of the sort. They're all the exact same quest, the exact same thing. That's the reason why they've been removed. Yoshi's essentially admitting here that they've been removed because they're repetitive and the exact same as everything else. Ideally, the next thing he says here is that we're going to rework them to be more unique in the sense of how we acquire characters.
なるべく調整をするっていうようなところで、同じクエストを同じように周回させるっていうようなところ。
Alright, fuck me. He just said we're removing the frequency of these adventures appearing. Frequency? Man, we haven't had an arena since fucking April this year. It's been 6 months since we've had arena. The last one was Arena Devon. We had Raid Jimbo way back, and I don't know if there was anything else. But I don't know. That's the wrong answer.
多分頻度が減っちゃってそのイベントがなくなったみたいに見えるかもしれないんですけれども、多分この回答が
No, man, it's written down. It is written
いた
down.
だけるものかちょっと何とも言えないですけれども、少し後ほどご説明させていただくところでこのコンテンツの不足っていうところが解消できるといいなと思ってます。
That's an interesting one about the clashes and arenas specifically, because clashes and arenas, a lot of people love that. Arenas being relatively difficult, it gives players a challenge in team building, and I think that with more frequent arenas would definitely suffice to players. I think people would love to see more arenas. So that particular is a bit weird. We want to see just more content to just really play, and arenas is one of the most
Great
fun
answer,
pieces
Todd.
of content to play.
Great response,
そう
Todd.
ですね。それで言うと今、月初でやっているイベント、今で言うとルフィ白ひげのイベント。
That's bullshit. The other events, such as recently released Luffy and Whitebeard, are available solely to provide boosters for our players. There's no plural. Don't put a plural there. You provide one unit. You provide one extra unit. If you wanted to provide multiple, why don't you throw back to those ancient game modes? Remember, if you guys remember the Stampede Clash event where there was like 4 or 5 like fake dual units, bring that. Make 2 or 3 free-to-play units available in the point farming event. Don't just make one free-to-play unit available and then say, oh, we're providing more boosters. I can use that at most on my invasion team and my boss team. For TM, for example. I will not be using that unit in Kazuna. I will be putting that unit in to my point farming or my total farming event team purely because it's going to provide more drops. Keep that in mind though, the Kaido that released recently is only a 75% chance to get drops out of it. Whereas the Blitz Battle Doflamingo, I believe, is a guaranteed 1 drop. So how is that providing boosters to players? That doesn't make any sense.
イベントなんですけど、これが今現状先ほどの決戦とか闘技場みたいに亀を集めるっていうのがすごく繰り返されてしまうようなイベントになっているっていうふうに思っています。
Alternative content in the future. I like that. I like that.
今新しい代わりになるようなコンテンツっていうものを開発しています。
Yeah, another thing about those events as well is that the boosted list of characters is very small. So a lot of the times people aren't able to achieve the maximum rewards in that content either. Yeah.
そうですね。この新しく開発しているコンテンツっていうのが、
Alright, new event coming out. That is not associated Grand Party.
新規のお客様
Keep that in mind.
幅広くお客様に楽しんでいただける
There's opportunities to both experience and
繰り返しこうただただ遊ぶっていうのだけじゃなくて
If he's adding in a puzzle mode, I'm the GOAT. I'm just telling you guys. If he's adding in a drop-in mode where like you get given a thing and you clear it, I'm the fucking GOAT.
どうやったらこう勝てるのかっていうのを
I've been saying this shit. I'm the
考
guy.
えながらプレイしていただくっていうコンテンツになるので幅広いお客様が楽しんでいただけるかと思います。で次ガープの挑戦に関しても
Interesting that he brings up GARP challenges here.
おります。
Yes, yeah, GARP Challenge is a fan favorite. Not only just because it's a really good way to test some characters. When a new character comes out, it's nice to use them in lots of different pieces of content for the first time. And the fact that GARP Challenge gave a lot of players lots of rainbow gems. And while it was sort of repetitive, the fact that you could sometimes release different GARP challenges. So one month you'd
Todd's
have
banged
2
it.
different GARP challenges, the next month you'd have 2 different ones. So there's always something to look forward to and something to do every month.
Todd's absolutely
GARP
smashed that
challenges
one out of
would
the
be
park, to be
really
honest with
nice
you.
to return for sure.
そうですね。キャラクターを試すためのその
We hoped players would take them into Grand Voyage. See, now this doesn't make any sense, right? So, the reason why it doesn't make any sense to me is because you've created Grand Voyage and you've advertised it as a game mode for bringing back old characters. However, you never had the caveat of bringing back old characters that need a level limit break to actually clear these kinds of quests. And now you're portraying us the point of bringing back, using new characters to clear, to use them in Grand Voyage as a testing mechanism. However, if that was your intention and what you expected people to do, why would you have a 50 stamina cap on each on each Grand Voyage quest? Why would you not just remove the need to use stamina in Grand Voyage? That doesn't make any sense. Or if you clear the quest, take the stam. But if you die in the quest, don't use the stamina at all. That's also another way to solve that problem.
Yeah, the thing with that is that if a player has already beaten Grand Voyage, it costs stamina each time to actually test the character.
Bang
so
the
that
Todd.
can be relatively expensive with their stamina. And also, sometimes characters don't fall under the conditions for Grand Voyage.
Bang
so if
the
you're actually
Todd.
trying to beat the Grand Voyage, you might not get all the rewards because
Bang.
characters
Fuck
don't
yeah,
fulfill
Todd. Let's
the
go.
requirements for that content. But yeah, I understand. Yeah.
なるほどなるほど。ありがとうございます。ちょっとその
Let's my goat, my fucking goat. Todd's king of the cruise, my fucking goat, dude.
検討させていただければと思います。ありがとうございます。で
No, that's
過去
fucking-
のキャラクターを入手する機会というか、入手経路が少ないというところに関しては、そういったこの過去の
We've certainly brought them back temporarily for players to get a chance at receiving them.
あまりこうお客さんに
However, we found this not to be the best stance moving forward. I agree.
我々としては
Don't bring back shit.
先ほどお伝えしたその新しい
We hope the new content plan in the future will be the way in which characters acquire these past characters. Alright, so if we start to connect the dots together, sorry, not Toadski, I wish it was Toadski. Yoshi's trying to create a new form of content that is unique in the sense that it does not fall under the quote-unquote repetitive cycle that has been identified by himself and the production team. On top of that, it'll be a form of content that allows players to acquire past characters. Interesting.
キャラクターを入手できる経路にならないかなっていうところを今検討しています。
Thank you very much for sharing all of that information with us. That's really grateful for that one. Thank you.
I think like he's also planning to share like treasure map. What do you?
Oh, treasure map.
Yeah.
Oh.
No.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Oh, Yoshi wants to talk about treasure map. Ooh. Please, by all means, Yoshi-san.
トレジャーマップ、トレジャーマップ
Talk to me about treasure map.
まあお客様から
Which feel the treasure map game mode has issues in terms of rewards and also in terms of its repetitive. Oh my god! Are you actually serious? Oh my days. Woo!
声をいただいて
Big
我
Yosh!
々としてもこう報酬の面だったりとか
He's also still reading of shit though, so it's...
快適性っていうようなところには課題があるっていうのは感じております。ただまだそこに対しての
We're currently in the process of considering how to tackle these issues, so right now we cannot share the details. What the fuck's the point of bringing it up then? But it's good. Like that's positive. That's very, very positive. The fact that they've looked at it and said this game mode is dog shit. We're gonna try to improve it. Here's how you improve it. Literally double the amount of rewards that people can get. Like literally just double the number completely. Add more red tickets. Remove all the gold tickets. Add more gems. Add way more limit break materials. Add more tablets. Inherently, just for the 10 million points in itself. The ranking rewards, you can improve that as well. But the whole premise of you having rewards that go to 10 million incentivize the player to go to 10 million. If you want to improve that and improve the rewards that people earn, purely focus on those 10 million rewards and then go from there. Or in other words, add more tiers of rewards that continue going up, which increase the amount of limit break materials you earn, amount of gems you get and such, which kind of incentivizes people to continue playing a little bit further to earn more rewards.
また改めてご説明させていただければと思います。
I think one of the big things that is the glaring issue, it's not a personal issue with people that I talk to and for me, but a lot of people out there, a lot of people have issues with the boosted list of characters. If
I'm
if a
so
person
happy that
doesn't
Todd-
put too much on Sugo Fest.
Todd brings up
very
the boosted
difficult
list
for those
multiple
players
times,
to
'cause it's
beat
very
the treasure
important.
map to get the rewards. So that's probably one of the biggest issues that needs to be resolved.
ありがとうございます。そちらに関しても開発を
I hope he does.
検討できればというふうに思ってます。で、今回多分お話しさせていただいている内容だけで、コミュニティの皆さんからいただいているご意見全部に回答できているとは思っていないんですけれども、まだこれから開発一路頑張っていければ。
I agree. I think the boosted list's always been a
Yeah,
massive
that's
issue.
great. And that's all people really want to see. People just want to be known that their feedback is being listened to. So as long as people know that their feedback is being heard,
I
then that's
agree.
all we could really ask for, yeah. So moving on, with the introduction of Final Tap and Super Tandem, it's a really lovely mechanic and a lot of people do enjoy it. But a lot of people have been asking to get their hands on more of these tablets to level their characters. So are there any plans to implement more ways for players to pick up more of these tablets?
そうですね。今後多分運営が長く
Acquire them over time. If they become too spoiled, then players might lose their goal or purpose to play the game.
貴重なアイテム
I don't. That's a very corporate answer, in my opinion. That's a very corporate response there. You want to add them in over time, but you don't want to add in too many so people lose their incentive to play the game. I think that that's actually the wrong way around. You want to add in more tablets more frequently, and that in turn gets players to play more often. The fact that if I was running Gambit with a level 5 last tab, KDAD unit, or I was running Gambit with a maxed out Super Tandem Jabroni or whatever, I would be more inclined to be using these units and playing more because I would want to play more to max out these units. But the fact that you're saying we want to, let's say, give out one final tap tablet a month or whatever. There's 8 different final tap units, which is 32 total final taps you have to max out, which means it's going to take 32 months or almost 3 years. We don't want that. We want to give give out 3, 4, 5 a month, or give them out based upon treasure map rewards, or add more into Kazuna boxes, or put more refresh, or put more into put them into Grand Party even, or put them into Grand Voyage. These are the kinds of things you need to do, not just say we want to extend out how much time we give them out because we want players to keep playing.
置いておりますので、そこは開発とも慎重に開発内でも慎重に検討を進めているものになります。
Yes, I completely understand that. Yeah, and I think that if I
what needs to be
personally had
done.
all of my characters completely maxed out, I wouldn't have that drive to keep
I disagree.
playing, that drive to
I don't know.
keep
I
playing,
just
so
personally
completely
disagree.
understand, yeah.
そうですね。ただいただいているようなご意見は
I don't know. I disagree with that a little bit with that one.
入手経路については
I feel like there's more incentive to play if you max out your
Players
characters.
love hearing from you, specifically Yoshi-san, in the anticipated producer videos where you discuss new updates or introduce us to new characters. But can we expect to see even more of you in more social media posts or more producer videos in the future?
そうですね。今後もお持ちできる情報、大きい情報があれば、
See the game's
登場できればというふうに思っているん
It's
ですけど。
more important to see the news instead of me.
ゲームの情報を絶対
It's
大事
only
だ
be
と
available on certain occasions, and if there's a chance for you to communicate with our players, like this interview, I'd love to join. Alright.
Yeah.
Alright, that's the point. Yoshi-san, you're welcome to come on to the Good, Great, Perfect podcast. This is my formal application towards you to join us on the Good, Great, Perfect podcast hosted by myself, Captain Papi, Toadskii, Nightmare JP, and Flamevius. By all means, you're welcome. The doors are open. I'm happy to interview you on that show. I'm happy to run that by the producers or your managers or whatever it is. But if you want to be a part on more things, GGP has its doors open right for you. I think that would be a very interesting episode on the podcast there.
今回の対談みたいな形であれば、ぜひぜひ参加させていただきたい。
I am truly happy to stop at any time. Again, GGP, Yoshi, you're welcome onto the Good, Great, Perfect podcast. That's all I'm going to say every time.
I mean, not only Yoshi-san, are you happy, but we're also happy to do this, and I'm sure a lot of the fans out there are going to be very happy to see you interact with the community, which is great.
ありがとうございます。Thank you.
All right, so final question.
Final
Treasure Cruise
question.
players, they're extremely dedicated. And I'm sure many players out there would love to hear about what you hope to achieve with the team in the upcoming year of 2023 for One Piece Treasure Cruise.
そうですね。それで言うと、まだ結構未来のことになっちゃうので、確定
Still too
ではない
early to
んですけども
decide things for next
先ほどお伝え
year,
した
okay.
新しいコンテンツ
We're planning to add a new game mode and improve the current game modes. Okay, so once again, we're continuing with this whole cycle of adding a new game mode in every year, but
あと来年は多分ワンピースにとって非常に
Very important.
重要なキャラクターが
and it's likely that a very important character will be appearing in One Piece next year, so look forward to more details about that too.
登場するかなと思いますので
I'm guessing that's G5. That's my assumption. I can't think of any other character otherwise.
Wraps up my interview here with Yoshi-san, the producer. Thank you very much,
Okay.
because I'm sure Yoshi-san would love to see your feedback. Time series
Alright.
that we worked on.
Less
Check
time
it.
series, that's fair enough. Alright, cool. I don't really have many final thoughts on that. I think Todd's interview absolutely banged it. I think the fact that Todd kind of rebutted back on a lot of points as well was super important. The fact that he brought up the booster list issues, he brought up like repetitiveness, and like whenever Yoshi would give a response and Todd would get the translated response, he would then come back and say something on top of that too. So I think I think Todd absolutely banged it. One whilst I did rip into the interviews a little bit, I do want to say that this is fantastic. This is like the kind of stuff that we need in the community. And, you know, I think this is an incredible thing that we've had both RogersBase and Todd interview Yoshi and provide us some information there. But I think that's about it for me. With that being said, you know, hopefully Yoshi accepts my interview invite to be on GGP, but I doubt that, of course. But we learn a lot from these interviews. You know, I think there's a lot to digest from this thing here. So hopefully you made it all the way through here. I do apologize, the video was a bit scuffed, and I should have probably done Todd's interview first, but I mean, it is what it is now. But with that being said, I've been Cat Puppy, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Peace.